What's going on, everybody? Sorry I've been away for so long. I've had some things going on, but I'm back, and I know what you're asking. You're asking, David, why do you have that silly helmet on your head? Well, we're out for a night of stealth camping on the bicycle. Tonight, I'm carrying only what I can take on the bicycle with me. Let's get going. It's gonna be dark in maybe 90 minutes, and I need to find a place to set up. So I'm headed to an area that is about, eight and a half miles or so from my house. I'm doing something a little bit different this time, something I've never done before. In the past, I've always gone maybe earlier in the day or a day or two before and scoped out the area that I've decided to stealth camp in. This time I'm not doing that. I have a general idea of where I'm gonna go, but I haven't been to the actual spot before. So I left a little bit earlier in the day than I normally would to give myself a little bit more time and a little bit more light. So that's one of the obstacles I'm going to encounter today. The other one is I can only bring what I can carry with me on my bike, and it's going to be cold tonight, so a lot of the cold weather gear, the really cold weather gear, the really warm sleeping bags I couldn't bring. They were just too bulky. So I have my summer bag, I have my underquilt for my hammock, which you guys know that I like, and I have a lot of layers. It's supposed to get down into the 40s tonight, 40s Fahrenheit. So it shouldn't be too terrible, but I hope I don't end up bailing out due to the cold like I did, what was that, last month, 2 months ago, when I camped out when all that snow was on the ground. Anyway, I'm gonna put you guys away, continue on, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. All right, I'm in the area that I want to camp out in. What I'm looking for right now is just a little trail or something that I can get the bike into. Somebody behind me. Okay, I found a good candidate. I'm gonna head back in here into this pine forest and see what it looks like. So I think this is home for the evening. I like this spot for several reasons. First of all, there's several trees around here that I can string my hammock up between. Coming in, there's a little bench that I can use as a landmark to let me know where to turn into here. Otherwise, I probably get lost when I go out later and do a couple things and explore. I can't see the path from here. Not that I expect too many people to be back here tonight anyway. So this is the spot. This is where I'm going to call home tonight. All right, next order of business is to get my hammock set up. So I've got to say, this is probably the stealthiest spot I have camped in. Definitely since I've started recording my adventures, and probably the couple of stealth camps that I did even before recording my adventures. I'm pretty proud of this one. But we're not going to hang out here because I've got something to do next, and you guys are coming along with me. Off we go. And that's the setup. I want to show you guys how deep I'm buried in this pine forest. First of all, here's the pine forest, along with the path that I came in on. And my bench is right here that I'm using as a little landmark, so I know where to turn. All right, I'm actually camped out behind that thicket right there. Nope, I'm actually camped out behind that thicket right there. If you look from right there, you can see my hammock. But I'm pretty well off the secondary man-made path here. And to get to me, you've got to come around all this.
Next on the agenda tonight is dinner, and that involves about a 3.5 or 4 mile ride.
All right, I'm obviously back on the bike. I made it back out to the main road here, and I'm headed off to my next destination. It's about a 2-mile ride or so to get back out to the main road, and then another, I don't know, maybe 1.5 miles or so to where I'm going. And I spot it now. There it is. You see it? That's dinner right there. Well, like an idiot, I forgot a mask, so I'm gonna have to improvise. Got a shirt though. Toasted sub. Toasted sub. Looks like a great spot for dinner right here. So a couple of thoughts while I sit here and finish my sandwich, so lovingly provided by my local nationwide sandwich shop. First thing is, I've ridden about, I don't know, 13, 14 miles today, which isn't really a whole lot. I used to do races where they involved riding a lot. So all my training and stuff, it was not uncommon for me to ride many thousands of miles in a year. Many years ago. I haven't done that lately, so I can tell my butt is really going to be hurting tomorrow. Especially because I've got about a, I don't know, 8 ride mile back, 8.5, something like that. The other thing is,
I'm looking around and I'm seeing leaves on the trees. I'm seeing green grass, and it makes me so glad that spring is here. It was kind of a long winter, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the snow, but I'm glad spring's here. I'm glad it's getting warmer. I'm glad to see leaves on the trees. I'm also glad to see leaves on the trees because it means that it's going to offer me more cover and more camouflage for more stealth camping. All right, I'm going to finish up this healthy sandwich and then get out of here.
So I made it back to where I'm camping out tonight, and I was filming some things with the GoPro on the way back, and the GoPro just cut off on me. When I turned it back on, it said that there was an error, and the only way to fix it was to reformat the card, but that I'd lose all of my footage. Well, I certainly don't want to do that. I have no way to download the footage off of it right now, so I'm down to just this camera. So I'm hoping that it is enough to get me through the rest of this evening. I've got plenty of batteries for it, so I'm not worried about that, but it's not the most reliable of cameras. I also just want to say again that I am really happy with this spot. Coming back here, I knew where I was going, and I missed it again. I missed where I had hung my hammock, so I don't have any worries about anybody coming back here tonight and bothering me, which other nights actually has been a worry for me, but certainly not tonight. Well, I'm out for my night walk that you guys know I enjoy doing when I do a stealth camp out. There's supposed to be a creek down here somewhere that I'm looking for. It is deserted. I'm a little surprised about that because it's not too terribly late. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, but I guess it is dark. All right, let's go see if we can find this creek. Here's the creek. You guys probably can't see that. I'm sure there's not enough light, but everything is very still and very quiet. Even if I can hear the roar of the expressway not too far off.
There's just this little sliver of a moon tonight, and just the right perfect amount of cloud cover. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. I'm doing the requisite stealth test. I actually started up by the path where I came in on my bike, but I'm so deep in here that you couldn't see the light. I hung that light, that's my big dome tent light, I hung that up really high, up above my hammock, much higher than I actually would if I were trying to remain stealthy, but I wanted to see what you could see and where you could see it from.
I don't know if you guys can pick it up, but I can see the outline of my hammock.
And here we are. Home sweet home for the night.
Go. So several of you guys have asked me to discuss some of my gear, specifically my hammock and my underquilt. And I had planned on doing that today. Unfortunately, I always think that I can get way more done than I actually can get done. So that's just not going to happen this time. But I promise you, stick with me. And this summer, I will talk about specifically my hammock and my underquilt, and some of my other gear that I've picked up. So for entertainment this evening, I'm going to be finishing this book. It's by Michael Conley. It's called 9 Dragons. Now, don't let the name fool you. It's actually part of the Harry Bosch series of books. It's a police procedural. It's really good. I like everything he's written. It's by the same guy who wrote The Lincoln Lawyer, if any of you are familiar with that. But that's what I'm going to be reading.
I'm also going to go ahead and say goodnight now because I usually tell you goodnight using my GoPro, which, as I told you earlier, is not working. So good night, and we will see you in the morning.
Good morning, everybody. Nothing like waking up outside to the chirping birds. It's actually really pleasant. Alright, well, I gotta get up. I gotta get torn down and get out of here because I gotta meet somebody in about an hour. But I could lay here and just listen to the birds for another 20, 30 minutes. All right, off we go. So I had an issue last night. I got up about, 4 o'clock maybe, to answer nature's call. And when I went to zip back up in my sleeping bag, I pulled the zipper right off. So it's been a good run for this sleeping bag, but it's done. Time to get on Amazon and find a new one. It took me 8 minutes to get cleaned up. We're out of here. Hey everybody, as always, I want to thank you so much for coming with me on this one. This was a great one. I loved this spot back here. I loved sleeping in the pine. I loved waking up to the birds. It was a great night of stealth camping. Thanks again for coming with me. Everybody out there, stay safe, keep adventuring, and we'll see you next time.